Hi, for anyone new to the channel, I'm Linda. This is Desi.
And I'm Troy. Today we're going to look at a camper we wanted to look at for a while, a Grand Design Imagine AIM 16ML, a camper very similar to what we already have, the Rockwood GeoPro 19 FPS.
We're going to give a quick overview of the Imagine, talk about what we liked, what we didn't like, and then what are some of the differences between it and ours. Now, we have done a few of these comparison videos in the past, and if you'd like to check those out, you can see them here in this playlist. We do like to focus on these smaller couples campers, under 5,000 pounds, single axle, with a layout similar to or the same as our 19 FPS.
Years ago, when Linda and I were trying to decide which camper to buy, we had a lot of difficulty deciding the features that we wanted between all the models that were available. So that's why we make these videos. Hopefully it'll help you if you're in the same position.
And if you would like to see more of these types of videos, please remember to
like and subscribe.
And Desi, he always loves it when you hit that notification bell. The Imagine comes in about 200 pounds heavier on its dry weight, approximately 100 pounds more of cargo carrying capacity, which makes its gross weight about 300 pounds more than the GeoPro. For the size, both campers are right at 20 feet long. The GeoPro is a little bit shorter, and it has an 11-foot awning versus the Imagine with its 12 foot 6 inches. Now for width, there's only 4 inches difference between the two. But we're going to go into a little bit more detail on that width number here in a minute. Now the Fresh is 37 gallons versus the GeoPro listed at 31 gallons. However, when we bought our camper, it was also listed at 37 gallons because it included 6 gallons from the hot water heater. So not sure if there is that much of a difference between their Fresh tanks. However, the gray tank, the Imagine has 18 gallons more capacity and 10 gallons more on the black.
The Imagine comes with fold-down steps, a pass-through storage compartment, and the classic Grand Design black and white graphics. The back of the camper has a hot water heater, a ladder, and a real nice feature, a window. It also has a hitch receiver and is prepped for the backup camera. The gray and black tanks are located on this side, along with the slide. Most of the utilities are found on the inside of the pass-through. The front has an electric tongue jack and the propane tanks. The roof has the AC, solar panel, vent fans, and a skylight.
Stepping in, you notice the jackknife sofa on the slide that looks into the kitchen. It has an east-west queen bed at the head of the camper. Now the kitchen had plenty of counter space, plenty of light, and plenty of storage. It also comes with a 2-burner cooktop and a convection microwave. The 12-volt fridge is beside the sofa. To the back of the camper through a pocket door is the bathroom. On one side is the shower, and the other side has the sink with plenty of storage and countertop space.
So we've got our notes. First thing we're going to do is talk about the standard features and options of these two campers. Then we're going to move into the likes and the dislikes.
Now, the manufacturer websites typically do list all of the standard features, but to keep this video a reasonable length, we are going to really focus on a few that would be important to us and hopefully you guys as well.
Both of these campers come with a hitch receiver now. The Imagine comes with an 1.25 inch, and the GeoPro comes with a 2-inch. Both lines have wooden cabinets. GeoPro started doing this in 2023. And they both come with 12-volt fridges. Another feature I like is that both these campers come with standard 2 20-pound propane tanks.
And that's important because they both also come with a cooking griddle and an LP quick connect that you can hook up that cooking griddle to. Now, one thing we really like is that the Imagine comes with an on-demand hot water heater. The Imagine also has the 4-season protection package. One thing that stood out to us was the heated and enclosed underbelly, while the GeoPro has tank heaters that are standard over the last few years.
Yeah, and GeoPro comes standard with TPMS monitors, whereas with the Imagine, that is an option.
Now, a big feature on these smaller campers is their solar capabilities. So this one, the GeoPro, definitely has some advantages. So we're going to break that down real quick. Now to start, they both have a 200-watt solar panel on the roof, and they both have the option to add more. For the inverter, starting in the 2024 year, the GeoPros have gone to an 1800-watt inverter, while the Imagine, it is an option upgrade to a 2000 watt.
Looking at the Imagine, there was one thing we didn't see, and that's a side solar connection. The GeoPro that we have has one, and it's something that we use all the time, from the Grand Canyon all the way to Moochdocken with family up north.
And lastly, the GeoPro does have an option. It's not an inexpensive one, but it's great for people that kind of want this all-in-one package. And that is their power package. And that is a definite advantage if you're going to be doing some boondocking.
Yep, and it's getting later in the morning, and I think it's time to move this party outside.
We're going to be back with our initial thoughts on this floor plan and some of our likes and dislikes.
Welcome to WPC Cabana. What can I get you, bud? We do make a mean pagarita. So how was it?
Okay, drinks are over, so let's get back to it. But Troy, where's your shirt?
That's bartender Troy. However, I do believe that frozen concoction maker is going to come on the road with us next time we pull out of here.
That might be true. But let's talk about that floor plan. Now, when we do these videos, we try to do identical floor plans to our 19 FBS to make it easier. But the ePros, GeoPros do not have an identical floor plan to the 16 ml. So we looked at the east-west bed and the jackknife sofa, and we thought it was close enough to our 19 FBS to go ahead and do this video. So let's talk about that east-west bed. I know that for a lot of you, that is a deal breaker, but I actually prefer it mainly because of the mod that we do where we can turn our queen size bed into a king at night. So for me, that immediately was one of the things I really liked about this floor plan, and overall, this might be one of my favorite floor plans inside a small camper. But Troy, what about you?
Yeah, I was taken with it right away. The openness and the layout of the initial response when you come through the door, the open floor plan was nice. I liked bathrooms at the back of the camper. I also felt that the bathroom itself was better laid out. The shower is a little bigger, but to me it feels much bigger and it's more proportional for me. And the kitchen, I thought that was well laid out and pretty logical.
Now, the openness is going to bring us to that 4-inch width difference that I spoke about earlier. Now, both have a 60 by 80 queen bed at the front of the camper, but the Imagine has this cabinet, and it was not 4 inches.
And that got us doing a little research. Our camper is a little over 84 inches wide, but the tires stick out a little over 3 inches on each side, which gets us closer to the posted 92-inch width.
So while there may only be 4 inches difference overall, the interior width definitely has a little bit more than that 4 inches.
Yeah. Now, I will say that one of the things I like about the GeoPro is the fact that it is slightly narrower. You'd be surprised how much easier it is for me to pull through a parking lot at a gas station or change the lanes and do all of this without having to worry about having extenders on my side mirrors. That's a big deal pulling down the highway.
Yeah, you've always mentioned that. So
it's the first thing I recognized when I pulled this camper years ago.
How much easier. So overall, I do think both of us really liked this camper, but that doesn't mean we liked everything. So right now we're going to get a little bit more into specifics.
All right, so we have our notes. We went through the camper and we wrote down our likes. We actually wrote down a few dislikes. So let's get started.
So the first thing, I really like the color of the decor inside. The cabinets with that cream detail just really adds some interest. I also really like the small touches they do. Things like the wallpaper behind the bed, the hooks that are scattered about, and the different handles that are on the cabinets.
Now, the lighting, for the most part, I like it a lot. The light fixtures are actually located in places I need them, underneath the cabinets in the kitchen, on the slide above that little couch, and actually where we're going to sleep, a couple lights right underneath those upper cabinets. I like that a lot.
Now I also like the placement of their outlets. They had quite a few around the bed, plus they had that nice outlet on the countertop, and they have outlets underneath the kitchen cabinets.
Now, one of the things I like a lot is they've taken the griddle, which is common, and mounted it on a sliding tray behind a door on the side of the camper. That makes storing it and taking it on the road automatic.
Another item I really liked is the fact that they have 2 vent fans. That's something I always wish the GeoPro had. They have one in the bathroom and they have one in the kitchen. But for this camper, I would have thought that they would have put in a little bit nicer of a vent fan. And although that is an upgrade option, it would have been nice to have those come standard.
I also like the spray port on the back of the camper, the tough ply flooring in the pass-through, and the charging cubby by the bed.
Now, another thing I loved about this camper is how much storage availability there is in here.
Yeah, you know, it almost might approach too much storage.
True, it may be really easy to go overweight considering how many cabinets there are to put things in. I also like that they had the 2-burner cooktop, even though they could have gone with a 3-burner with as much countertop landscape as they have. However, if you do a lot of boondocking, you don't have the option to use a propane oven. Last thing I really like is the pocket door. It always seems in these tight, small campers that there's always a door in your way, so having that pocket door go into the bathroom is something I really like. The
only concern I might have is how that mechanism holds up over the long term going down the highway.
Yeah, so if any of you own this camper or one that's similar, let us know in the comment, how well do these pocket doors hold up?
One of the things I really like about the GeoPro is it's very distinctive. When you see it coming down the highway or you pull into an RV park and you see one parked, it's immediately recognizable. It's very distinctive and unique. I just kind of felt that the Imagine was lacking a little bit of the flair on the outside. One of the things that really sets off the appearance of the GeoPro are the frameless windows. Another thing might be the fact that the GeoPro has a big window on the front. It has an LED strip you can light up at night. The Imagine has none of that. Yeah, so overall, I'll just say that I really think the GeoPro has a better overall look.
If you've watched our channel, you know that we love a good DIY and a good mod, because the first thing that would have to go is that sink. I don't like the fold down faucet, and I just don't feel that it's very usable. So that sink would have to get changed out to a much deeper sink like the GeoPro has. In addition, inside, I do not like that jackknife sofa.
Agree. It was a little awkward to sit on.
So I think that couch would be another DIY mod. I think that would get switched out to a more comfortable love seat fairly quickly.
Yeah. Another thing I didn't care for were these LED light strips on the ceiling.
And not sure how much light they would throw or how easy they would be to change if something were to happen.
Now, 2 things the GeoPro has that the Imagine doesn't is the fact that I've become very spoiled. There's a rail on the GeoPro where I can mount this little steel table on the side, and that's where I put a lot of my stuff in the campsite. Also, we really like the new options on the 2024 GeoPro models. Slam latches on the storage doors and a slide topper option. Neither of these things we saw in the Imagine. One of the items that we're kind of unsure about is the docking station located in the front storage.
Yeah, I mean, it seems nice in the fact that it keeps everything kind of out of the weather, but also you have to dig everything out to get into that area.
Yeah. And if you want to check the state of charge on your solar system or your batteries, you've got to pull things out of the storage compartment potentially just to even find that out.
So curious, for anybody that has these inside docking stations, what are your thoughts? Again, leave it down below in the comments.
I think I can speak for us both when I say we're really fond of this camper. It is a really strong competitor to the GeoPro.
I'm going to agree, but as much as I like this camper, I do like the smaller footprint of the GeoPro a little bit better. Yeah. It's really allowed us to haul this thing across this country and get into some tight campsites, some tight spaces. We never have to worry. Yeah. Plus, the smaller footprint, maybe it'll help with gas mileage a little.
I don't think anything is going to help with the gas mileage of a Toyota Tundra. It's abysmal. That being said, if you like videos about GeoPros, we have more videos about the 2023 and the 2024 years in our channel.
Yes. Now, one of the questions we always get is, what about pricing differences? And that's really going to vary. Depends on where you live, depends on the dealer, and it depends on what options and upgrades you're getting. But just doing a general search, it looks like the Imagine comes in just slightly higher than the GeoPro.
Yeah. It's really going to be interesting to see how these two manufacturers compete in the coming years.
Agree. Now, any comments? We'd love to hear if you own this camper. What did we miss? We are sure there is something. So leave it down below in the comments. And if you just have some general comments on this camper or the GeoPro, let us know as well.
So guys, thanks for watching. Hope you have a great summer camping season.
Okay, now ready?
Ready?
Okay, high five.
Up.
Okay, hold on. Okay. And
I don't have any more treats for it.
there you go.
High five.